Welcome to Chat SDG, a groundbreaking talk show that aims to engage with world's brightest innovators to unravel the potential of innovation in realizing sustainable development goals by 2030. In this thought provoking series, we delve deep into various sectors and explore how innovative solutions can drive sustainable change, addressing critical global challenges and paving the way for a better future. Today, we are privileged to have a trailblazer in the realm of visual storytelling, Simit from SBS. His agency has been at the forefront of weaving compelling narratives for not for profits, amplifying their impact on sustainable development goals. Get ready to unravel the power of creative storytelling and its role in driving positive change for a better world. Let's welcome Simit to the show. Hi, Simit. How are
Thank you so much, Bhuvan. It's really a pleasure to have me here.
you? So, diving straight into our questions, Simit, can you tell us how does SBS leverage creative storytelling to help not-for-profits communicate their vision and impact effectively?
So SBS, which stands for Simit Bhagat Studios, is basically a creative agency that is based in Mumbai. One of the biggest challenges that organizations in the development sector face is that they do a lot of work, but when it comes to showcasing the work that they do, there is a huge gap. And organizations are unable to tell their story and communicate that story in an effective way. So it could be because of lack of resources, lack of understanding, or it could be any other reason where they are unable to kind of tell their story in an impactful way. That's exactly where we come into the picture. So our goal and our mission is how do we support nonprofits and social enterprises or any social impact organization to basically communicate their work in an impactful way. So whether it is through films, whether it is through photography, whether it is through illustrations or any other creative medium.
Simit, that takes us to our next question to you. We want to learn from you what are some of the examples of projects where SBS has played a pivotal role in showcasing an organization's work towards achieving sustainable development goals.
So we work with a range of organizations that are working on basically addressing 21st century challenges, whether it is in the space of climate change, whether it is in the space of healthcare, ensuring that children have access to good education, or any other sustainable development goals. So the issues could be many more. What we try to do is how do we amplify the work that organizations are doing, which essentially helps them in order to raise resources more effectively, create awareness about the cause that they are working on, and at the same time engage with the stakeholders. So whether it is donors, whether it is policymakers, whether it is the communities that they are working with, or whether it is general public.
That is a very broad range of stakeholders and mediums that you work with. In what ways does SBS integrate all these mediums such as films, animations, multimedia to create compelling narratives for social impact organizations?
For us in today's time, it is very crucial for organizations and for anyone who's working in the social impact sector to communicate the work that they are doing in an impactful way, right? Because in today's time where the attention spans are really short, it becomes very crucial that you are engaging with the right set of audiences and with the right mediums. And that is exactly why we use different mediums. So whether it is films, whether it is photography, whether it is illustrated stories, or whether it is or audio stories. So for us, the medium could be anything, as long as we are able to tell a compelling story using like visual medium. So there are many examples of the kind of projects that we have done, which have really helped or supported organizations in terms of amplifying the work that they are doing. So I'll give you an example about an organization that we did a project with, which is Mumbai-based Sneha, right? We did a testimonial video for them where we are recording cases of domestic violence of actual survivors. So actual survivors talking about their journey and how they have faced domestic violence and how this organization has actually supported them. what we did was we recorded the testimonial video, because obviously because of uh, we could not identify the survivor. We had to find ways to tell her story, right? So we basically took her voice and essentially created into an illustrated story, which now we kind of put it out, and which the organization is using to show the kind of work that they are doing in the space of domestic violence. So this is just one example. There are many more such examples of the work that we have done with organizations in the social space.
Simit, that takes us to the next question. Actually, you've highlighted how visual medium is most important and how ethical concerns are also to be understood within that context. So, the next question to you is, how important is the role of visual storytelling in catalyzing connections, raising awareness, and garnering support for causes aligned with sustainable development goals?
Yeah, thank you for asking that, Bhuvan. I think visual storytelling, what it basically does, is it helps organizations talk about the work that they are doing, right? To the general public who may or may not necessarily know about a lot of issues that organizations work on. So, for instance, the example that I gave, which is about domestic violence, right? I'm not sure if a lot of people would be able to directly connect. They may or may not have seen that directly, but it is through stories that you actually are able to connect with these issues, right? Similarly, we work on my personal passion project, which is the Bidesia project, which is conserving folk music from UP and Bihar. So essentially, what we are doing is we are capturing stories, we are capturing oral histories which have been passed on for generations now, and we are presenting it to the people, to Bhojpuri speaking people, not just in India, but across the world, right? So that is again a story that we are telling, the stories of history, because a lot of folk music is about history, the stories of people, the stories of migration, and the stories of separation. So, in that sense, visual storytelling plays a huge role to highlight issues, create awareness about issues that a lot of organizations work on.
Wow. I can say that for a Mumbai based agency, you have a global reach. So tell our audience, how does SBS approach discovering new perspectives and gain deeper insights within the diverse landscape of third sector worldwide?
Yes, while we are based in Mumbai, and while a large section of our work is within India, but we also work with organizations across the world. And I feel that a lot of issues that we work on, like especially in the global south, are very similar. The challenges that we face, right, whether it is in the space of climate change or agriculture, the challenges are very similar. So that way, like the issues that we work on are also very similar. Uh, so we have done like projects, we have done assignments with organizations, including documenting like organizational stories of social enterprises in Africa for one of the impact investing firms in India. So they wanted us to document stories of these organizations that they are supporting, which in turn will help these organizations in order to raise funds, in order to raise resources for the work that they are doing. Similarly, there was another organization that we worked on, which is looking at an illustrated animated film that we worked on, which was essentially looking at bonded labor in the construction industry in India, right? So while we work, while a large part of our work is organizations with organizations in India, but at the same time, we always try to look at what are the debates that are happening at a global level and try to connect those issues with the work that we are doing here. So yeah.
Fantastic. So, friends, as we conclude our conversation with Simit, it is evident how agencies like SBS play a pivotal role in catalyzing global impact. Visual storytelling isn't just an art, it's a force that connects hearts to causes. Let's appreciate the work of agencies worldwide, each contributing to highlighting how change can happen. If you found today's insights valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, let's amplify these stories and make a change. From Chat SDG, this is Bhuvan Verma. Take care. Namaskar.